All right, San Francisco, we are back with another franchise mode commentary, trying to get these Giants back into the playoffs after a disappointing wild card exit. We take a quick look at where we sit in the standings, 2 games back of a wild card spot, so certainly doable to get back into those playoffs, but we're gonna need to get going here. And it's a huge couple of series here for for the Giants to see where we can close out this year and get to the trade deadline and where we really need to add as the Cardinals continue to pick up pieces to help round out their roster after winning the World Series last year. Look to be very competitive once again here in the simulation. So Royce Lewis is back. That's big for us. We can get him back into the lineup. We desperately need his bat back. As Grant McCray is struggling a little bit, we're going to go with Vaquero, give him a chance to play every day. Logan Porter is swinging the bat well. Could switch him for Michael Bush maybe versus lefties. I'm looking at that. I think that might be a change. And Ellie De La Cruz is really struggling in that 2 spot there. So I'd like to just send up Brooks Lee there, see if that can't help him get going a little bit better. Make some changes to the lineup. We have him up there versus lefties. We can throw Porter in at first base there versus lefties. Get Vaquero in there. So he deserves the chance to be there. Slide down Ellie in the lineup. Just lengthen it a little bit more there for us. Okay. So that'll be the lineup changes, and we'll see if we can push our team a little bit more into a competitive spot come the playoffs. So the Phillies grabbed David Bravo from the Dodgers for Happ and McClain. So that's an interesting trade considering the Dodgers are at the top of the division there for them to part ways with somebody like that. And we got a big series here versus Houston. See if we can't grab a couple. Joey Ortiz as Patrick Bailey goes down for a couple of weeks. That hurts us. Diamondbacks getting some bullpen help. Okay, let's get back. Change up these lineups now with no Patrick Bailey in it. Logan Porter's going to slide in the catching spot. We'll allow Michael Bush to get back in there at first. Slide him down the lineup. Okay. Yeah, still just sitting around 500 now, 3 games back of a wild card spot. We might have to make some drastic measures as Royce Lewis breaks his foot. The injury bug is all over us this year, unfortunately. My goodness. Okay. So, 2.5 games back. We're going to be without Royce Lewis for at least a month there, probably 2. Patrick Bailey's out for about another week, and it seems like our pitching needs some help as well. You know, Eldridge is pitching really well. That's nice to see. Corbin Burns still getting it done back there. That's crazy. Okay, bullpen wise, yeah, I mean we could certainly use some pieces on the bullpen, but then again, what do we really have to trade away? In the system here, got a couple of guys we could certainly bring up. Vance Fox having a great year. AAA is killing it. How do the lineups look? Is there anyone in here we can look to bring up into the system? Richard Jew's having an incredible year there at DH. The only problem is we don't really have a spot for him per se. John Hamill. Yeah, we could use an infielder, I'd say, and maybe another pitcher to help push us over the top. Maybe we trade one of our younger pitchers for a proven guy. Let's see what's out here so far. So, Bo Bichette. No, he's listed as a shortstop. Definitely a strong hitter, but yeah, only playing short doesn't really help us there. For looking to upgrade maybe that last outfield spot. I mean, Spencer Jones, he can also play first base. So that's interesting. Okay, the Royals will keep an eye out on that one. With the Royals, that would be a big-time trade for us, too. How many years of control does he have left? 2. Yeah, that would be a big package going the other way. Probably a pitcher or 2. Caden Wallace here at third base from the Guardians to replace Royce Lewis until he gets back. He's not having the best year there offensively. Gleyber Torres can play anywhere in the infield. He's having a strong year. Okay, the Orioles and Royals look to be the 2 ones that stand out. Yohan Moncada could be a replacement as well. So throw the Angels in the mix there. Doesn't look like there's much in terms of pitching. Jonathan Rodriguez, Lars Nootbaar, okay. All right, so let me look around the league a little bit, and we'll get back to the team once I take a look at what's available truly with all these teams. Okay, so we went around the league, tried to find a match and some fits for us. The first trade that we have is kind of a big one. We're letting go of Dustin Fletcher, a young pitching prospect of ours who's developed pretty nicely in terms of his overall and potential. But this is now 3 years, 2.5 years or so in the major leagues, and he just hasn't found it in terms of a reliable starting pitcher. Still has several years left of control, so really cost-effective guy. Hopefully he can turn things around, go into his home state of Texas. So I think the Rangers will like that. Coming the other way is Owen White, one of their better starting pitchers. He's going to be he's got 1 year left of control, so that helps us out as well. He's just been very consistent over the past couple of years, and that's really what we need out of our starting pitching right now. And then also coming our way is Ricky Chavez, another outfield prospect with some power and speed combination there. He's hitting pretty well there in AAA. Lots of years left of control, so we feel like that balances out what Fletcher is and can be for the Rangers. So that's a fair trade across the board there, and we're going to go through with it. So welcome to the Giants, Owen White and Ricky Chavez. Best of luck, Dustin Fletcher. All right, so we took care of the lineups, took a quick look across the league if there's any other pieces we could add. There really isn't, and it's really because we're handicapped with our salary right now. Can't really trade for anybody without having to trade someone like Corbin Burns away. And, he's got a no-trade clause with us, so he doesn't want to go anywhere. He wants to finish this year out in San Francisco for better or for worse, and he's been a good player for us, so it's not like I want to trade him away anyways. That's going to be it. Just adding some pitching there, or at least trying to make some changes and trading away some guys we believed in, but just the way it goes sometimes, and it's the way we have to handle it. So win those first 2 games. Let's see if we can keep going a little bit here and stay on that winning streak. We're just going to leave Bailey on the bench right now. We're actually winning a lot of games without him playing, so leave him out of the lineup until we get a little bit of a losing streak there in a big series here versus Arizona. I'd actually prefer to have Patrick Bailey in there. We can slide Logan Porter over to third base now that Royce Lewis is still out. Get Bailey back in there behind the plate. He's been having a good year for us, so it's not like I feel we're really losing something with him in the lineup there. We can slide Bailey up versus lefties. Nice little run of switch hitters there for us. Okay, so let's get back to it. Big series here versus Arizona. We win the first one and the second one and the third one, lose the fourth. Okay, I'll take that. I'll take 3 of 4 any day of the week. Eloy went down, so let's make sure we get Ju in there and his chance after getting called up. The injury to Royce Lewis allows us to do that, and we sweep San Diego, so that's a big-time series victory as well for us. Let's take care of this rotation, get Kirby back in there. Okay, we've now climbed to second in the division. Eloy is back. We'll get him back into the lineup. He's a key piece for us, so definitely don't want to mess around with him. Richard Ju got a couple of Knox there, looks like, at the major league level. Lloyd German, a little bit of a winning streak here. Love to see that for the Giants coming up on the September call-ups here. We'll take a quick look at the standings and everything in just a minute. The minor leagues are going through some injuries, but we made it. Okay, so despite a really strong, I wanted to go to the calendar there. Despite a very strong month of August after the trade deadline, we are still 6.5 games back of the Dodgers as they continue to roll this year. The Dodgers are officially back. We have climbed up to the first spot in the wild card, so gotta like those moves after the trade deadline, shoring up our starting pitching and the team coming together without Royce Lewis in the lineup. That's pretty big for us. Just take a quick look at how Owen White's doing in our uniform. Seems to be much the same stats-wise, lineup-wise. Christian Vaccaro's not doing too great, so let's give Vaughn Brown a chance to close out this year. Actually, we're winning games. Let's not do that. If we start to lose a couple in a row, we can switch him out. Got no problem with it. Top of the lineup doing okay. Yeah, that 2 spot is really a struggle for us. We can always slide Quan up, I think. Might be the move once he returns to try and bolster the top half of that lineup. But that 2 spot has been a struggle for us. And let's see who we can call up here. So I think Terrell Huffman could be the guy to help our pitching staff out and see if he can be an effective lefty for us after trading away Dustin Fletcher. So that's an option. We do have a decent amount of pitching already up here. Richard Jew's up here now. Chavez looks to be hitting well. Okay, so let's call up 10, 13. Yeah, we got room for him. So let's give Huffman the chance at the major league level now. See what he can do. We'll bring up Cato for AAA. Just let them auto fix all that then once it's there. Corbin Burns really dropping off down that list. That's crazy that he just has kind of fallen off a cliff there in terms of his overall. And then we need a position player. Try and just find somebody to bring up maybe in the outfield. So we have any of these guys on the 40-man. Let's take a quick look. See if there's anybody down here batting wise. Yeah, let's call up Lloyd German. He's been hitting well down there in AAA. Give him a chance at the major league level. So it should handle our September call-ups. Let the minor leagues kind of figure everything out there as they gear up for the postseason. We really just need to go about 500, I think, and we'll be in the playoffs. Just can't have any extended losing streaks here. Nice that we were able to salvage one there against the Dodgers. Big series here against Pittsburgh as they were close to a wild card spot. And another series here versus the Dodgers. Again, we take 1 of 4. Take a quick look at the standings here in a minute. Get up to this Pittsburgh series. So still at the top of the wild card, which is nice to see. I think we're going to be in the playoffs. Definitely aren't catching the Dodgers as far as the division goes. Logan Webb's back. Let's see if the minor leaguers. Looks like AAA made the postseason. So let's get Logan Webb back into the rotation here. And then who do we want starting that game for AAA? I guess we can go with Josiah Gray. Makes the most sense. Yeah, they've got some pieces here. Okay, we'll just let AAA do it. Let's see if they can punch their ticket to the championship. They do. Let's see if they can win it. Second time, they do. So the second time in, I believe, 4 years, the AAA team has won the championship, which is cool, but it doesn't matter too much. we need the We need the major league team to get it done. And I'm going to make a decision that was going to happen for the playoffs anyways. Corbin Burns, we thank you for your time here in San Francisco, but it looks like you're on your way out the door. You know what? That's going to send bad news throughout the locker room. I just retracted that idea. Lloyd German, you're actually hitting pretty well. It's nice to see that happening, but I'm not sending down Corbin Burns with the last series in hand for the Giants. And there it is. So we finished with a 92-70 record going to the wild card. I believe that said we're taking on the Phillies, and we are. So back to the early 2010s runs with the Giants and their glory days. I mean, they did match up against a pretty stacked Phillies team in the postseason. So we've done it. We're back in the postseason. The lineups are back. Let's take a quick look around the league, see what kind of went down this year. So Dalton Rushing actually led the league in average, followed behind Ethan Salas there. So two catchers leading in average, which is pretty crazy to think of a universe where that would be the scenario. Rafael Devers and Jimenez continuing to be at the top of the league in home runs. Okay, some new faces getting on here, like Weatherholt and Rushing. Rushing may have had an MVP, borderline MVP year. My goodness, for the Dodgers. Reed Garrett, okay. Smith-Shawyer. Logan Webb had 5 shutties. How about that? 5 complete games, 5 shutouts for Logan Webb. Pretty cool to see. Okay, so let's take a quick look at our team's stats now and where some of the guys ended up. So Brooks Lee finding his power stroke, you could say. I mean, he's getting 19 home runs last year, 25 this year. So need that OBP and average to climb a little bit more would be nice. Luis Matos continues to thrive in that leadoff spot. Eloy Jimenez, great year from him again. Ellie definitely found things again after being bumped down the lineup. So begs the question, do we leave him there? Do we call him up to fit that 2 spot? Michael Busch, his numbers on the year actually finished quite nicely. 26 homers, 78 RBIs, 350 OBP. So I feel comfortable playing him at first. He gives you good defense there as well. Kwan continuing to do his thing. Patrick Bailey had a really nice bounce back offensive year for us. Logan Porter, what a job he did playing at versatile positions throughout the year. Grant McCray, Vaughn Burke, Royce Lewis was hurt for most of the year. Vaughn Brown, okay. Richard Jew played well. So that third outfield spot doesn't even look like Vicario's on here, who was playing there. Seems to be up in the air. Pitching-wise, Logan Webb, Owen White, what a job he did since coming over. George Kirby, Wisson Hunt had a good year. Bryce Eldridge came alive this year. Marshall Jones in his first year pitched well. Okay. Camilo Duvall starting to drop off, although he did grab 44 saves on the year. So that's good. Michelle Otanez, how'd you do? 29 holds, and I think they sent down a couple of guys. Okay. So those are some stats for us. Let's take a look at what we got going up against in Philadelphia. I know this is going to be kind of a quick video, but we needed to cut the last one short as I wasn't quite sure what we were going to do with this team. And now we're here back in the postseason. It's a big one. Trying to get 2 in 3 years would be quite the accomplishment. Nonetheless, we got to get through Philadelphia. So Andrew Painter has arrived to the major leagues. Doesn't seem like he's really found it, although this is his best year so far. Followed up by Birdsong, Jose Suarez, Mercado, Freddie Tarnok. Okay. Yeah, they definitely have some depth in pitching. Kirkring and Alvarado are still here doing well. Aaron Ashby, Andrew Wantz, and Easton Lucas looks to be a new closer. So they've got some arms here. Starting pitching, good 1-2 punch there, even 3 starters for a wild card game. So much like the who would we face off with? The Braves last year with some good starting pitching at the top. So that's something to be nervous about. Offensively, Trey Turner definitely falling off in the late stages of his career. But still has good speed. And then Tristan Casas at first. They have Holiday and Lawler, who they picked up in the offseason. Look to be doing just well for them. David Bravo, who they traded for from the Dodgers to plug into left field. Aaron Judge, who they had last year. So defensively, they're definitely a little bit weaker than most teams, but they can all mash. And wild card setting, like we saw last time, all it takes is 1 or 2 games, and you're behind the 8 ball, and then you can need some things to go your way. So, yeah, they definitely have a potent lineup, probably one of the better lineups we've come across in recent memory for the postseason. So it's going to be a tough one. They got some good starting pitching there. They've got a deep lineup who can hit the ball out of the ballpark. But we are going to be playing in San Francisco, so maybe that's a plus for us with our outfield and our defense. So we're going to leave it there for the postseason of 2030 will be the next episode. Hopefully it's a long one. We can go on a little bit of a run. We've got some tough matchups ahead, but it all comes down to the first game against Philadelphia, which we will start in the next episode.